Welcome to the Sandwatch International Online Database video tutorial series. The database was developed by Dr. Dave Gray of Halifax, Nova Scotia in Canada and is updated regularly. The database is being maintained and coordinated by the Sandwatch Foundation. Support for hosting the database, training and preparation of this video series was provided by UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Now let's go on to Chapter 7. As usual, we are logging in as guest. This will allow us to view data but not add or edit data. So we'll log in as guest. As usual, we're using Fiji as our test demonstration country and beach. So click on Fiji and then we click on Long Bay Beach in Fiji as our test subject. If we go up to beach, this one is on Chapter 7, Human Activities on the Beach. The first activity relates to observing the general activities on the beach and will allow you to record what people are doing, such as swimming or picnicking or surfing, whatever, the number of people doing these activities and the time of day they do them in. This is described in detail in Activity 7.1 in the manual. For the test, we're going to select a date that's already been done in Fiji, and this spread sheet pops up. Now you'll notice these buttons here. This gives you a time effect. It won't work in the as we're in guest, but it says timeline, which is this box here. If you just wanted to see this box, you would click on timeline. If you just wanted to see the count, this is the count box, but we're going to keep it on both so we can see both data windows simultaneously. Now on this date in Fiji in 2012, this is what they observed and when the activities took place. So at 6 AM to 7 AM, fishermen were taking boats out and boats returning from the evening's fishing. As time goes on during the morning and the afternoon, activities change as more people come to use the beach for different activities. Now if some users of the beach are doing something unique and you want to add the line, you click here where it says add line, and then you could add in say bird watching or monitoring turtle nests, and this is where you would type it in, and what time this activity started at and what time it ended at. So that's how you add to this data box here. This window down here gives you a little bit more detail, so you can see sea bathing. At 6 AM there was no sea bathers. There was one by 8 AM. By 3 PM there was 15 people sea bathing, which gives us a total of 16. If you want to change the count for any of these activities, this is where you would do it. Add new count time. So you would click there, so you put in the time, what the activity was, say sea bathing or sunbathing or fishing, and what time the activity ended at, and click done, and this data box would be updated. As usual with all the spreadsheets and data that we collect in Sandwatch, it can easily be exported to an Excel spreadsheet, and it can be automatically graphed. If you click here, show graph, view, that graphs all the information of the activities and how long, what percentage of time these activities are conducted on your beach. Now let's go back to the top menu and click here, B, Views of Beach Users. This is where we can record the results of our questionnaire survey about what different beach users think about their beach. This activity is described in detail in Activities 7.2 and 7.3 in the manual. And of course, this is very important. The surveys are vitally important to Sandwatch because it's not your observations of the beach, it's what other people think of the beach, people in your community, tourists, or everyone else, and how they view the beach is important data to assemble and collect and record over time. Now we have added this, this is the date for Fiji, of course, but you could add your own dates. This is where you would do it, and you can add lines for the questionnaires. So if there's a question that's not in the survey that you would is particularly important to your beach, or you think is important, you can add it here, and update the questionnaire survey. So the first question we asked was, is this your first visit to this beach? 2 people said yes, 23 people said no. So that would be presumably local people who come to the beach quite often. And of course, no one said sometimes. You could add, do you find this beach safe for sea bathing? 10 people said yes, 5 people said no. 8 people said sometimes. So that's important data. You know, some people don't find the beach safe for bathing. So you might want to inquire further into that. So you know why they don't find it, or why is it sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. This is all important data that you can record on using this chapter. You can also graph not only the entire data but parts of the data. So for just graph the questions. So click on is this your first visit to the beach, and then show graph. And you'll see it's 92% of the people say no, it is not their first time at the beach, and only 8% said yes, it is the first time at the beach. So this might be represent 8% of the beaches used by tourists. No, the beach is used 8% of the time by tourists, and 92% of the time is used by people in your community. And of course, all this information can be exported to a standard spreadsheet, which is perfect for publications or science fairs or anything of that nature. The other thing we like to do for most of our sections of the database is add a section for photographs. So up here you'll see photographs of human activities, and it's always best to put a caption on the photograph to show what they are. Beachgoers enjoying a picnic, sunbathing on the beach, surfing, fishing in the lagoon, a fishing tournament, and maybe a date the photographs as well. Once again, it's important to remember that if you're uploading photographs to the Sandwatch database, the photos must be less than 1 megabyte in size. And that about brings us to the end of Chapter 7.